So there is outcry tonight for a new system to be put in place at the FBI regarding its tip line. Take a look at how they handled a call less than 2 months ago from a woman who said she was very close to the shooter. She describes his disturbing social media posts and how he likes to cut up animals. The FBI employee responding, The woman says he lives with guns and is, quote, going to explode. The FBI employee responds, okay. He has a, quote, whole bag with all kinds of rifles and he's going to buy more. The operator responds, okay. The caller thinks about Cruz getting into a school and just shooting the place up. And she is met with, thanks. So if anybody else has questions, they can call you back. Is that correct? Terry Turchie is former Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI. Terry, welcome. It's good to have you with us tonight. What goes through your mind when you hear that transcript?
Martha, it's hard to sit here and do this interview with you. If we're going to go out to the public and say that if you see something, say something, we have to be ready to do something. And that was always what the FBI stood for. And I have to think, if you look back to the days after 9/11, a lot of decisions were made about how to allocate resources and where to put agents. And in freeing up a lot of agents to do terrorism and other work, I think a lot of them were taken off of complaint duty because in the day I was in the FBI, being a complaint agent was a big deal. We were very careful in field divisions to choose the right people to put on complaint duty. So you talked to an agent. You called your local FBI. You talked to an FBI agent. You didn't talk to a professional staff person. And the reason is simple. FBI agents start their career by going to the FBI Academy in Quantico. They learn how to take complaints. They learn how to go through what our violations are. They go out to the first field office. They have a senior mentor as an agent. They interview people who've been not only the victims of crimes, but people who've committed crimes. And as they move on in their career, they get even more experience there. So when they get ready to want to maybe express an interest in being a complaint agent, they know how to sort through this information, and they know what threats and risks are. And that's lacking today, and it's very clear from those conversations.
And you caught the Unabomber based on 55,000 tips that came into those kind of calls, right?
Our biggest worry, Martha, in dealing with the Unabomber tip line after we put that manifesto out, okay, it's out there. We hope somebody will recognize it. Now, we have to be able to pick it out, the right complaint and the right call from all the calls we got. And yes, we got 55,000 calls to the Unabomber tip line between September 19th, when we put out the manifesto, and the middle of February. That call that actually was the call that broke this case came from an agent in Washington field office who actually refused to take no. She'd been discouraged, actually. Her name was Molly Flynn, but she called out to San Francisco 4 times over the intercom system, and an agent supervisor named Joel Moss answered that call. And within 36 hours from that call, everything else was closed down, and we were pursuing Theodore Kaczynski.
What a story. I want to put up the final full screen here from this call, because I think this is important. Because the caller says, are you an agent? This is at the end of the phone call that we just spoke about. We are intake specialists, ma'am. Okay, very good. I don't know whether to call you or Homeland Security or who. I just want, to get this off my chest in case something does happen. I do believe something is going to happen. It's pretty shocking.
It's terrible. And, when we put out that word, call your local FBI, call some government agency, we can't just be another government agency. We have to be the FBI. And the person on the other side of that line might be saving the entire country. What if the dirty bomb call comes in? You only get one chance. You only get one shot at this, and you need to know what you're doing. And in this case, there's no way to talk around this. We made it not just a mistake, but this was a huge failure. And we've got to find out why. We've got to dive into it, and it cannot happen again.
Well, let's hope they're taking this very seriously at the current FBI, and that they're instituting the changes that you are talking about in terms of putting agents back in charge of receiving these calls. Terry Turchie, thank you so much. Good to talk to you tonight.
Thanks, Martha.